Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite books on mentorship and leadership, and that is by Greg S. Reid. It's called The Millionaire Mentor. And just super excited to share this book with you. I read this book first about 6 months ago, and it just really changed my perspective on what I can do to mentor others and how I can be a better leader. And so it helped me from that perspective, but it also helped me understand what I need to be doing on a daily basis to be a better follower. How do I, as somebody who is looking to be mentored, how do I prepare myself mentally, emotionally to actually be mentored by somebody else? And that I had to learn. It didn't come naturally to me. I don't know why, but I don't know how many people it actually comes naturally to. But it's just so important for us to actually learn how to be mentored, learn how to give them the proper respect. A lot of these mentors, they're actually taking their time, their resources, and they're dumping them into us, right? They want our success. Most mentors, if they're a good mentor, most of them, they've actually achieved a great level of success, and they don't need you to succeed. Okay, it doesn't give them anything, any financial benefit, any value benefit. It doesn't change anything if you choose to succeed or not. A lot of people, though, they deeply want you to succeed. They want to help you. They want to help you progress and overcome any challenges in your life, because they know that when they were able to do that, then there was happiness on the other side of their trials. And same thing with myself. When I go out and I'm striving to help people and bless people's lives, it's not because I need their money or I need their whatever you call it, their praise. I don't need their praise. What I would love to see them believe in themselves and go and achieve their full potential. Right? That is one of the best things in my life, is being able to watch somebody achieve their potential, whether by coaching from me or by coaching from somebody else. And so they really are doing it out of the kindness of their heart. And that, I guess you could say, that's where they get their gratification in the world now, is going out and serving and blessing other people's lives. But there's no monetary expectation from a lot of these people. Now, that being said, when you're looking into a mentor, or to be mentored, a lot of times they will ask you to put some money up front. And the reason for that I've seen psychologically is when we have something on the line, we're actually more able and more likely to really go and do what we said we're going to do, rather than if somebody's just kind of coaching us, but there's no money on the line, we have no skin in the game, then we're not as committed to doing it. Okay. So in this book, The Millionaire Mentor, the storyline is basically this young kid. He has this desire to start doing business. He's kind of working some just crappy jobs as a little child, like 6, 7 years old, trying to find some money to earn. And his mom has a friend who's a millionaire and says, you know what, I'm going to let him mentor my son. And so basically that's how it ends up. They decide to meet at an ice cream parlor, and that's how it starts. And then they decide to meet like once a week or every so often. And every week, the millionaire mentor, he would give the little boy a card with a little piece of wisdom, I guess you could say. There was certain success cards, and each one said a little different thing. So I'll read a few here just to kind of give you an idea of what's in there, but I really want you to go get the book yourself and read it, because it's definitely worth it. But some of the things that he taught him are: dreams are realities which you haven't acted on yet, right? So all of our dreams, they're already realities. They're already things that we can have, or they're already present in our lives if we choose to act on them. But if we don't, then they don't become our reality. They'll become somebody's reality, but not ours. Another one that was really good was: the most valuable possession is the one that possesses us to share, right? So if we have a possession, the best possession we can have is the inner desire to share and bless the lives of others. So to think about that one. Another one, this one's kind of, I guess, ironic for me, is before you can hope to reach your goal, you have to have one first, right? And so he goes through and helps them identify exactly what a goal is and how that would look, how it would show up. How do you plan for a goal? How do you reach those different things in there? Over time, the little boy, he grows up and he becomes better at selling and better at helping people achieve their goals and coaching other people. Well, part of that comes down to, are you selling somebody or are you closing somebody? And it's super important from a perspective of somebody leading. And if you want to be successful, it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. You need to know the difference between selling somebody and closing somebody. And the difference primarily is the motivation in which you're doing it, right? If you're selling somebody, then you're trying to essentially get somebody to do something or buy something that they may or may not need or even want, right? And that's one definition of, okay, I'm going to sell this thing. However, if you're closing somebody, the purpose of closing is to get a response and to get an answer, a yes or a no. Both are equally, in their own right, adequate answers, right? When I'm closing somebody to help them deduce and identify what they actually want, that's a closing process. I've got to be able to say, okay, do you want this or this, right? Give them options and they choose one or the other and then go down. But the motivation is for them to get exactly what they need, exactly what they want in the fastest and most effective way possible. Whereas if I'm selling something, I'm thinking of myself and I'm thinking, how can I get X, Y, or Z either off of my responsibility, sell some of my responsibility, or how can I get somebody's money? But it's different when you're closing, where you're looking completely at what do they need, and what do they want, and how am I assisting them, right? So we got to differentiate the difference between selling and closing. I love the way that they split it up in this book because it's easy for me to understand, and I know inside myself, hey, am I closing this person or am I trying to sell this person? If I'm trying to sell this person, then I probably should stop, take a break, say, hey, have a nice day. If you did like what I was saying, please come back later. I'd love to share more with you, but not share it, not do that until I'm in a position where I know that I'm going to be doing what's best for that client every time. And so that's one area that I liked about this book. Some of the other things that I really liked about this book from a leadership perspective is the absolute focus on, if you want to be a leader, you need to go and have done something first. You can't just always be out trying to lead people around doing things. And to drive that point home, and this is one of my favorite quotes from the book, and it says, if you want others to follow in your footsteps, don't step in poop, right? And you think, what? No, really. If you want somebody else to follow, you gotta stay away from all the landmines. You can't always be screwing up and failing all the time. You need to have some success, and not that failure is bad. I think most people would agree that we fail to success, right? There's going to be lots of false starts. There's going to be lots of times that we fail during our pathway to success. But if you're leading someone, the object of leading somebody is saying, look, I did this, I did it the wrong way, don't do that again, right? But if you're constantly doing the same thing and leading people right through all the same crap that you did, then I would say you're a crappy leader. I don't want to have to go through all the crap that my mentor went through just so I can become what he is. My purpose of paying a mentor or hiring a mentor or being willing to follow a mentor is the fact that they've already been where I want to go, and they're going to help me get there in a fraction of the time, quicker, more efficient, effective, with less of the heartache and struggle. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to have heartache and struggle. That means that I'm going to have maybe more individual heartache and struggle, and I'm going to be able to avoid a lot of the crap that they went through. And so, yeah, definitely, if you want others to follow in your footsteps, don't step in poop. Great quote. And then lastly, just the idea that when it comes to vision, right? And I'm going to reference back to that. Dreams are realities that we haven't yet stepped into or haven't taken action on yet. A good mentor asks a lot of questions, right? Inside of each of us, I believe that we all have our inner desire. We all know what we actually want. We all have had these dreams, right? My mentor doesn't have my dreams. He doesn't see and feel and experience my dreams the way I do, right? So for him to go and say, well, yeah, this is what you need to do, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 that doesn't really help because he doesn't know exactly what I'm trying to accomplish, right? And so I have to be willing to share my dreams with him. But even then, he knows that I have the answers inside of me. I think we all have the answers to what we need to do inside of us. What we need is somebody who believes in us and inspires us and can share their story about how they lived their dream, how they took action and went and accomplished what they wanted to do. And as a result of that, that's when they were able to really accomplish their goals. So a great mentor, when you're looking for a great mentor, look for somebody who's willing to listen, ask a lot of questions, and as they ask these questions, they're going to just keep asking questions. And a lot of times you may not know the answer right away. You might have to say, look, I will get back to you when I figure that out. I don't know the answer right now. That's okay. But those mentors, they aren't going to be filling your head with their dreams. They're going to be letting you express and learn how to express your dreams. And then they're going to encourage you and give you the tools necessary to enact and accomplish the things that you need to do. They're there to supply tools and support, not to take their dream and impose it on you. And I think some people, they go to these mentors and they think, I'm going to show up and they're going to tell me everything. They're going to tell me exactly what I need to do, exactly where to show up, when to show up, how to show up. But that's just not really what we need. Like, if you're looking for a good mentor, he's going to help you dig deep inside of yourself and express yourself and help you become who you want to become, not necessarily just be a clone of him. A lot of the principles of success are the same, and that's why he can help you, or he or she or whoever it is. And that's why these mentors, they can help you accomplish those things. But then a good mentor would not be pushing their dream onto you. Now, if you want to buy into their dream, that's fantastic. They have to obviously sell the vision and sell that it's possible, or close you on the ability and belief that it's possible. But their purpose is really to help you accomplish what your goal is, not to impose their goal or their dream onto you. And so when you're looking for a mentor, focus on those few things and think, okay, is this person in this camp or is this camp? Is he selling me or is he closing me? Is he his motivation at heart or is my motivation at heart? How is he helping me? And is he trying to get me to see my vision and believe in myself, or is he just telling me a bunch of things that I need to do and not gonna help me? I would say the last thing that I really appreciate from a really good mentor is somebody who's going to hold you absolutely accountable, right? If you don't do what he asked you to do, if you don't fulfill the things that he's asked you to do, then you don't get a meet. And it was the same thing in this book. If the little boy or the young man, or as he was growing up, if he didn't go and do what his mentor told him to do, then the mentor just wouldn't meet with him, right? The mentor was not willing to meet with him until he had accomplished the things that he was challenged to do. And that's so critical, right? We have to have somebody who's willing to say no to us. We live in a society that way too often just says yes to people, and they kind of are pushovers. They don't want to hurt people. They don't want to offend people. That is not a healthy relationship for a mentor and mentee, right? You need, as a mentee, you need somebody who's willing to hold your feet to the fire, make sure you do what you said you're going to do, and not let you off of that commitment. Because if they do, then they're crippling you, and they're not able to help you get to where you actually want to go. So that's my 2 cents. I'm going to put a link to this book down in the show notes there. Please check it out. I don't know exactly what the cost is, but I know it's worth your time, and any amount of value that you could be willing to invest into yourself is always going to repay you tenfold. And this is one book that just changed my life from a mentor and mentee perspective. It was good for both, because I believe that I always have to be growing. Even though I may be able to mentor people, I also have to be willing to grow and choose to be mentored as well. So, hey, thanks a bunch, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.